Usually around this time of year, it's cold for most people in the United States at least. And even if it's not cold, it's just a more boring time of year either way. January. The holidays are done. The most forgettable movies are released. There's no baseball. It's not the most action packed month, but I feel so ignorant just mostly now realizing how some of the most hype baseball you'll ever see is actually being played right now. One of them being the Dominican Republic Winter League, which is one of several winter leagues from different Latin countries that leads into the Caribbean series. So there's the Dominican one, also the Puerto Rican Winter League, the Venezuelan Winter League, Mexican Winter League, and this year will, for the first time ever, feature Japan. They were invited to participate in the Caribbean series. So each country has an individual winter league with a handful of teams that play seasons that range from like 50 to 65 games or so. There's a playoff tournament that happens after that, and the team that stands alone in the end represents their country in the Caribbean series. So I guess that's like if whoever won the World Series was the team that represented Team USA in the World Baseball Classic instead of a few players from every team. I guess that's a decent way of explaining it. So that's kind of how this goes. It's pretty cool. Although I'm not going to lie, I hope Japan wins the Caribbean series because that would just be funny. So the Dominican League's playoffs just came to an end, and it featured legitimately something we've never seen before. Really quick, as always, if you're part of the 53% of viewers not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that button if you enjoy the videos, as the players who make up the Dominican Winter League aren't names you'd likely know, at least for the most part, but there are a decent amount that you would know. So the final two teams standing were Tigres del Licey and Leones del Escogido. Now, I'm not going to act like I'm some Dominican League guru. I don't know shit. I'm learning a lot of this with you if you don't know yourself. But the Tigres are basically the Yankees of this league, a league that consists of 6 teams, but they're on top nonetheless with championships. They've won 24. Leones has won 16. Well, they had won 16. Like I said, these teams are built with mostly known guys or big league guys, but there are a good amount on each team. And how about this? The manager of Escogido, Albert Pujols, and one of his pitchers, Johnny Cueto. So we got the oldies still getting it done. 65-year-old Albert Pujols managing 47-year-old Johnny Cueto, who actually dominated this winter. Real balled out. Good for him. And with this championship series against Tigres, it's a 7-game series to figure out who wins it all to represent the DR and the Caribbean series. And it was wild, starting with drama in Game 6. So it's pretty back and forth of a series, and by Game 6, Escogido is up 3-2 in the series and up 4-2 in the game, with 1 out remaining to win it all. Down to their final out, Gustavo Nunez, a 37-year-old who never made it to the big leagues, cranks a game-tying 2-run home run off Rafael Montero, who was with the Astros when they won it all in 2022, a guy they also gave a contract to afterward only to designate him for assignment. He's still with the Astros, just back in AAA now. But anyway, he gives up this game-tying homer with Escogido just 1 out away from winning the whole damn thing. But the drama was just beginning. The game goes to 13 innings. Rays player Harold Ramirez drives in 2 runs. Tigres gets 3 overall and wins the game 7-4 in 13 innings. But right after it ended, Albert Pujols and his guys felt suspicious about the game-tying home run, thinking Nunez's bat was corked, which is illegal. A cork in a bat makes it more powerful. This has actually happened a few times in the big leagues over the years. It's rare, but it could happen. So Pujols sent the game officials to inspect Nunez's bat, only for them to find nothing wrong or irregular with the bat the next morning, and as a result of this, Pujols and his team must pay a fine. So that's not ideal to blow a game like that, accuse the team that came back of cheating only for nothing to be found. Now it's a winner-take-all Game 7, and who does Tigres now have? Juan Soto. Okay, maybe not to play, but just to be in the dugout and show his support. You had David Ortiz betting $1 million on Leones to beat Tigres. After Game 6, he went on Instagram and said he doesn't gamble money because money isn't for playing. But there are a bunch of Tigres fans who were hitting him up wanting to bet. He's got $1 million, so if you wanted to bet on Game 7, slide into his DMs, adding, "Do you really have the guts, Licey fans who want to bet on Licey?" I mean, a lot is going on here. A lot is on the line. Some very important names are involved, whether it's from afar betting or in the dugouts. Game 7, here we go, and it didn't disappoint at all. To start, I just have to point out how hilarious it is how biased the announcers were. So the way it works is the home announcers take on each game. So whoever's home, it's the announcers of the home team, so they're not neutral. So imagine watching the World Series, Aaron Judge drops the ball, the Yankees have the whole meltdown, and the announcers yelling, "No, you gotta be kidding me. I can't believe it," the whole time. That's exactly what happened in this game. Tigres del Licey was back home for this final game. It's 0-0 in the 4th inning, and as the great Anakin Skywalker once said, This is where the fun begins. Gene Segura, big leaguer, drove in the first run of the game for either team, putting Leones up 1-0. Harold Ramirez was back at it though the next inning. Tigres came back to put up 3, and Ramirez adds a 4th run with a base hit. It's 4-2. Leones gets one back before what looks to be a routine fly ball is hit for what looks to be out number 2, only for it to go over the head of the center fielder to drive home 1 to tie it, and listen to the call.
Here's the pitch. La bola está en el aire. ¡Ay, pero se pasó! ¡No! I can't believe it. Un hombre tan seguro. ¡Ay, el béisbol! Entra una carrera. Lo que hemos visto es increíble. I can't believe it.
Harold Ramirez stays hot, getting another hit, smacking one up the middle in the 7th to tie the game. So it's 5-5, Game 7, everything on the line, and it remained that way into the 9th, which is when it went down. The home run Trot heard around the world. Up comes Harold Ramirez's Rays teammate, Junior Caminero. Not his teammate for this game, though. And about a couple seconds later, Harold wishes he was his teammate for this game. In the matter of about a minute and a half, Caminero hits an absolute moon bomb to center field to put Leones ahead off a pitch that was apparently 104 miles an hour, which nobody seems to be talking about, as the announcers start sounding like they were just told they were adopted, only for Caminero to do a home run trot of all home run trots. There has never been anything like it. I'm just going to play the entire clip that shows everything that I just explained. Watch.
No, no, no. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Lo hizo otra vez. Óiganme, señores. ¿Qué palo ha dado este muchacho?
Dale un cuadrangular a tu salud con los medicamentos genéricos Línea Azul. Línea Azul, producto con calidad certificada, calidad Infaca. Ese jugador llegó seguro con Mexana. Aquí se viene a darlo todo con Mexana para los que se la juegan todos los días.
¿Qué clase de contacto? En su turno anterior la estrelló de aire allá al jardín central y aquí lo retó Jairo Asensio. Y qué clase de palo. La pelota regresó, pero jonrón enorme y pone delante a los Leones aquí en esta parte alta del 9º. Batazo
I mean, absolutely ridiculous. I find it pretty awesome. Now, would or could this ever happen in a big league game? I don't know. I know he's like retired now, but I just can't stop imagining Junior Caminero doing this against Madison Bumgarner. I mean, Mad Bum was a dude who would get mad at a player getting mad at himself for not hitting a pitch better. I'm serious. Now, if you looked at a home run for more than a split second, he gets so mad. If he had what Bruce Banner has, he'd become the Hulk. Now imagine this. Yeah, in the time Junior Caminero took to celebrate around the bases, I'm convinced Bumgarner would have went home, grabbed a rifle, came back, and shot him. But yeah, these winter leagues are no joke. And the game was only 6-5. That wasn't even a walk-off celebration. Like, imagine a player hits a big home run like this to put his team ahead in Game 7 of the World Series, and he's celebrating like they won it all. So Tigres goes on to get a couple guys on, and with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, this happens.
En la historia de series finales le pone el bate nada más. I can't believe it. Jugada increíble del right field, señores. Y de esta forma increíble, dramática, ha terminado el juego. 6 carreras por 5 y tenemos nuevos campeones en el béisbol de la República Dominicana. Los Leones son los nuevos campeones. En el deporte como en la vida se compite para ganar, pero no siempre.
Del montículo a Johnny Cueto. Después de ese episodio anotaron 3 carreras donde hubo una jugada que será en gran parte tuvo que ver con este resultado.
Cinema. Leones takes down Tigres to win the trophy. Let me know your thoughts and thank you for watching.